Hello everyone, welcome to another episode on Tamurkhan, episode 8, and where we at? We have, well, plus control and plus control, that's always nice. And we did successfully research 8 technologies, so we got the Vile Seed, that's regeneration, that shouldn't go to Tamurkhan because he has it innately. Okay, not innately, but with a skill. So let's get the campaign movement range. I mean, I could go and try to rush for Contagious Horde, or I could go Children of Nurgle and then Highly Infectious. I think I'm going to complete the infantry, yeah. I'm going to complete the infantry remarks. So, Tamurkhan has it already? Let's go. Let's conquer. Oh, Briar Sheath. That's nice. And an Erling Zealot. Felt increased with SR Doombolt. Yeah! So now we can actually recruit more troops. There we go. That's why I hold on to that. Yeah, that's exactly why. I was holding on to the Dominance so that I could recruit some units. Now, Tamar. What am I going to do? There's a couple of armies nearby, and likely one of them is really difficult. So I'm going to ambush in range of the place. So if they attack, I'll actually reinforce it. I'm predicting that this is all going to be like an auto-resolve, honestly. So, income from all buildings, yeah. The plagues that provide the income from all buildings and the upkeep, for me, are currently the more powerful. At least the way I'm doing this, I'm focusing. I swear, I'm not even checking the negatives, because I'm plaguing my own stuff first and the enemy last. So for now, that's just I want the buffs to be able to hold on to more troops. And that's just one way of doing things. Of course, I could just diminish the effectiveness of the enemy, and that will be it, you know? But for now, let me see what we have. Eastern Steppes. I want to use this money in order to increase the income here. So, yeah. So that seems to be a good one. Let's go with the income, and then up to at least corruption, because that helps always. Bloodwind Keep, it's the target. Indeed, there we go. And this is typically, if you don't see me, this is typically what I do. Okay, I'll either use the upkeep reduction or I'll use this one. Okay, I already have extra powder and I really want to go to restock, but that will take some time. Before I think I want the skills of the red line. Yeah, I'm gonna go for that. Son of the sickly winds. And now I don't want to delete any units. I don't feel that it's necessary for now. Let's get more infections per turn. That control building with infections per turn is super important. I need 8,500. Oof. Well, I'm gonna need a very huge battle to give me that money. And what else? What else? I already checked the chieftains, and this is just the lord here. Let's get the cultist here, and the plague ridden. I totally forgot that I can use the cultist to get cults. So my apologies, I won't use it this episode, I'll use it on the a few next episodes. And they're actually quite helpful, so that was a problem. Okay, I can get the Sword of Striking, or I can stuff it with maggots. And that's a lot of Nurgle corruption, by the way, for a common sword. But I'll get the sword, I don't have a lot of items. Now, there's 2 armies there, and I believe I can get... Oh, this is nice. They're starting to get plagues spread out, so that's always good. It's always very helpful. And I'm thinking that Tamurkhan should go over there. He can get Briar Sheath. Yeah. Is it better for him, or is it better for a caster lord? It's better actually for him, yeah. Yeah, that's cool. You can get the Sword of Striking. Okay, let's give you the Vile Seed, so you have regeneration now. I have these 2 talismans. I could actually get some better talismans here. Let's fuse and get yet another Vile Seed. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All my lords are gonna have regeneration. That's so good. It's always so good. And the passive healing cap, it's always amazing. So it's really cool of an item. Deepwood branch ammunition, missile resistance, attribute woodsman. Well, I only have 1 guy with ammunition, so that's gonna be you. That's nice. 26 ammunition, that's actually helpful. And what else? What else? What else? I could get these fused, but I don't want that. I don't have a lot of enchanted items. Let me see. Income from all buildings. Okay, let's go. Oh, let's go with him. Yes, of course. A little bit better. There we go. Now, Tamurkhan, I'm going to need to attack those armies, and I'm thinking that they can attack the Dragon's Crossroad, and then I'll defend it. Let me see. I can attack these guys. Likely just auto it. Yeah, I wish I could have those units. Well, I can have those units. Why not? I can then transfer them and rather share the plagues. So yeah, I think so. Well, the costs are kind of prohibitive, so that's the problem. But if I fight and I win, then I get the gold. Let's see what happens. Okay, they're gonna retreat, so that's fine. And I'm thinking I cannot deal with both of those armies, that's for sure. They're actually quite easy armies. If Tamurkhan ends up fighting them, I don't know if I'm even gonna fight them. Yeah, because that's just an auto-resolve, that's for sure. And I kind of want, you know, more meaningful battles if I can have those. I don't know if I can have those on the episode, but still. Are you already preparing auto-resolve? Yes, I'm kind of already preparing auto-resolve. I'm thinking I want some different battles. Maybe fighting different enemies other than just this. Maybe I'll fight Village. Who knows if he gathers a good army there. Because that's not Village leading, so yeah, why for? What we get? Nothing, even though Grimgor's Art Boys might like me very soon. So yeah, I want to get 8,000 for this building for the specific landmark. But yeah, now let's end up the turn. I think it's fine for now. And what happens is that actually I just killed those armies. There's a confederation there, and it was just an auto-resolve. There we go. Because Tamurkhan arrived and just cleared it up for all of us. Now I have increased the fealty of Tamurkhan chieftains, that's for sure. That's nice. Yep. That's cool. Tamurkhan can go into force march. Very close. And we're gonna get that. Army received the plague. Tamar, that's nice. Now, I'm about to finish off some of these places, and it's just so cool. Okay, let's get Dominating Presence, or Miasma. Let's get the Miasma, actually. And let's attack. That's going to be an auto-resolve. I'm going to win that place. That's cool. That's nice. Yeah, we've seen these battles. It's going nowhere. Especially with a couple of armies. Let's loot and occupy, or occupy. I think I'm gonna occupy this time. And we already are in the positives. The reason for that is because of the skill of Tamurkhan. Whenever there's armies nearby, they all have minus 25% in upkeep, which is great. That's something that helps a ton, actually. What are we gonna get in terms of a plague? I want the upkeep, that's for sure. And I want the upkeep on Tamurkhan. So suddenly, and that's the thing, I want it spread more, or I want the duration. Nah, nothing. I want a second plague in turn. So you can see that the upkeep just gathers so much, and it's excellent. Let me see if I can switch off the plagues and the units, of course. Because the idea here is to really get all my armies costing less, you know, if I spread the plagues and stuff. And finally, yeah, we're gonna get those units. That's cool. Now we have missiles. Now we have missiles. And we also have some extra replenishment, which is always nice. Now, for SusaVile, we're gonna get more balance, so more buffs for our cavalry units. Even though it's eventually I'm gonna take SusaVile to another army with some more Rot Knights or other cavalry units. Because that's what I want. But still, we're gonna go with him for a while on Tamurkhan. Yeah, I want this. This affects all allies. What do I want? Resident visitations. I mean, I could get some... It's one of the better... Nah, I think I'm gonna go Children Nago. Yeah. Oh, he still has another one? Then I'll get Rancid Visitations. Yes, there we go. See? It all works out when it works out. That's always nice. Always nice. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Oh, come on. Field banner units. That's a lot of spears. You know what they do against me? 0. Okay, so I can get another Rot Knight and I can get another Toad Dragon. That is nice. I'm gonna have to switch up some units in order to do that, but I can do that. Chest of a plague spraying plus 50% to all armies. I think so. I think so. Yes, 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 yes. I want plagues everywhere. Plagues everywhere. Plagues. That's how I imagine Nurgle. You know, going like Rot Weaver. You know, that's it's always this sort of you're gonna be sick. And it's not just sick, it's like the worst diseases possible in humanity. Well, not in humanity, but, you know. Okay, I have to evolve that to tier 3, so that it can get better units, like Chosen and stuff. If I'm not mistaken, it's tier 3 that it allows me. And I'll have to wait on the specific building, the landmark there, which costs like 8,000. It's really a problem, but okay. I think with a couple of fights, I'll be able to do that. But yeah, let's end up the turn. And what are we going? By the way, the War Host of Zara has been destroyed. I'm going to try and conquer... Oh, seriously? I can loot and occupy. Because it doesn't really bother that I loot and occupy it, that I loot it. It's fine. It doesn't require. And these are the perfect places to do that. To also get the allegiance for the fealty for Ezar Doombolt. So yeah, that's perfect. Is the Turtle Gate the same? Oh, there's the Cathay. Cathay got rid of that army? Likely so. So it turns out I'm not going to be fighting Village. Yeah, that's a decisive victory. And again, I'm going to loot and occupy, right? Yeah. There we go. That's 2 loots and occupies for fealty of Ezar Doombolt for free, basically. Yeah, look at that. Cost me 300 in repairs. What I'm gonna give you, I think hard to hit or spread control. Yeah, either one of both. Like I want the control to eventually be able to conquer more swiftly, you know. But still, that's going well. I have another plague coming in next turn. And I think that I have to merge these units. Yeah, I think I have to merge these guys. I can do this? Yes, I can. 1 turn, and that's fine. I'm not recruiting anything, so that should be okay. Yeah, Puppets of Misrule only have 2 places, Weijin and the other Red Fortress or something like that. So yeah, that's fine. And I'm gonna have the demonic units. That looks cool. Looks cool so far. So I'm actually glad that I didn't attack the greenskins, and instead I came over to this side, because it's obviously the right choice in this case. Because I'm not in trouble with Cathay, and we're doing just fine. Okay, I wonder, I can just merge these guys. Do I get another vital seed? No, the talisman of preservation. But that's actually good that they have a couple. So that's good for Tamurkhan. Let's fuse and get another Ogre Blade. Actually, that Ogre Blade, it's 25%. That's a lot. That's a lot. That turns a spellcaster like the Herald of Nurgle. That turns him into quite a powerful melee fighter. So yeah, that's good. There we go. Can get another blade, another plague on the next turn. Yeah, I could teleport to the Gates of Null. I mean, I keep seeing that the army is super difficult for me to face, so the reinforcements must be tremendous. I'm gonna wait until I have chosen to fight that battle, actually. Not in a rush, actually. I'm having fun, I'm destroying and conquering, so as long as I'm feeling that I'm fine with the current army and current lord, how it is, I'm not in too much of a rush to do the quest battles. Then I'll do the quest battles when it's necessary. It's not exactly an item that I would say it's essential there. So, we can obtain supplies, samples actually, for plus 20. Oh, these are too good. So, plus 20 research, I think so. I think so, that can reduce some of the research, which is always helpful. The Red Fortress shall be mine as well. There we go. Finally, settlements are receiving plague. Ugh. There we go, finally. Even if it's not affecting too much, I just like the fact that they are doing some... It's doing some growth, so it always helps. But I like the fact that it's doing a little bit, you know? So we're having some issues here with the income. Let me see what's going on there in Wei Jin. There's a full army, a village. Okay, so I gotta be careful there. Let's train. And let's go to the other side then. I think so, at least. I think that's better. I already have because I'm in the same province, I already have the upkeep reduction. Yeah, it's always important that you're in the same province of another army so that you can benefit from that income, from that reduced upkeep. Now, this is at least a good example of how to use plagues for income, you know? Because these two are really helpful. I'm just checking in what is the best place. This has a 2 income from buildings, should be fine. Yeah, there we go. Just anything. Corruption. So I'm honestly just infecting with corruption and with income. So that gives me just a little bit, just enough to stay afloat. And with that, I have enough armies to keep off the enemy. Because if you don't have power, enemies will just declare war and war and war and war. And with power, with you having armies and being able to support armies, even when you can't, even when you have to do these workarounds, means less wars. Less wars, less problems. Now, there's the other way around. You can also do the way of, you can handle those armies. You can fight. But that can also be boring at a certain point. So I kind of like to do this. I did the same with Arbol. You know, if you're finding yourself having some trouble, try it out. It's good. It's good. It's a good way to try things up. I might have to delete a few units if I want to have the upkeep here. Yeah, I might have to delete a few units here. Well, actually, if I get even just a tiny bit of income... Oh, I can't. That's yeah, he's winning, so the Disciples of Ashut are winning. Astrogoth is winning versus Grimgor. So that's a little bit of a problem. I'll have to cancel some buildings if for sure. I wish I could build that. Yeah, low funds. I'll have to cancel out some buildings. Or just delete a few units. Maybe those 2 Nurglings. Maybe the Giant. The Giant costs 400, I mean, yeah. But if I delete just the 2 Nurglings, then I'll fight on the Red Fortress, I'll gain the income, and that should be fine. You know, I'm handling quite a lot of forces here. So yeah. Maybe I can just pass on some of the units to the other guy. Well, I can just disband. I'm not going to have too much of use for those Nurglings now that I'm having, you know, better units overall. So that's fine. That's fine. I'm going to fight on the Red Fortress, gain some income from that, and that should help out. And I'll also get another plague. So yeah, this was more of an administrative episode. Sorry about the lack of fighting, guys, but I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.